Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy, Kevin Forte, and we are taking a look today at the Arizona Coyotes. We got some interesting news about the organization, their arena plans. We got some details about the new Arizona State University arena that they will be playing in next season, their capacity, all that interesting stuff. So we got some news on that front. Coyotes GM Bill Armstrong had some things to say, and Jakob Chychrun, apparently, and he was pretty vocal about it at the locker cleanout, he's not too thrilled with the Arizona Coyotes, the way they handled him. Is this finally leading the way to a Jakob Chychrun trade this summer? We're going to go over that. So, let's start off with the arena. So, the Arizona Coyotes will be playing at ASU next season. That's right, they will be playing in a college hockey rink. So the Yotes have officially completed their deal with ASU, which includes NHL necessary upgrades to parts of the arena, which we all expected. They're going to see different locker rooms. According to NCAA rules, the National Hockey League and the NCAA cannot share locker rooms. So we're going to see completely separate locker rooms for the Yotes and the Sun Devils, as well as for the road teams. We're going to see two separate locker rooms for the road teams, for NCAA and the NHL. So, again, this, Alex Meruelo, he's going to have to put his money where his mouth is. This is going to be kind of a spot here where the Coyotes are going to have to put in some major upgrades to this already brand new arena. Capacity for the NHL game, for the NHL games, is set for 4,700. That's right. With all these upgrades and parts of the arena for NHL necessary, to be up to NHL par, they're going to be down to less than 5,000 seats in this arena. Just bizarro world. That's really all it is. And the team expects to play there for the next 3 seasons with the option for a 4th year. And this is kind of interesting too. So, yeah, they already have 4,700 seats available, right? And it gets better. The team is working with ASU to block off a section of tickets to sell at a significantly lower price point for university students to attend games. So if you're worried about them selling the 4,700 seat arena, they're going to block off a section of that part of the arena as well so students can get in there. Now, maybe that's their way of getting, sugaring up this deal to ASU in order to even play there. But man, when it's all said and done, how many tickets are going to be available to the general public? Like, it's ridiculous. What, 4,000 seats? If that? Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, they're going from an arena that's what, I think, 14,000, 13,000 to like a fourth of that. Like, it's beyond me. And then we hear these rumors about Chychrun, right? Because of course he wants to play in a 4,700 seat arena. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? So this is more, I think, on his role with the team. This is from Craig Morgan, the Coyotes insider. Jakob Chychrun is believed to be unhappy. Oh, God, really? This is shocking news. Jakob Chychrun is believed to be unhappy with his role under the new coaching staff in Arizona. Again, they have a new coaching staff that was brought in during this season. And things are not going well there. And this is kind of, this is the actual quote from Chychrun. So this is Jakob Chychrun on if he'd be okay not being traded this summer. And this is in quote from Chychrun. In quote, I want to be in a position where I'm getting to play a week from now. Not packing up. He wants to play playoff hockey. As pretty much every player in the National Hockey League. This isn't really that surprising, but now he's actually being vocal with it. And I think that is where you're kind of drawing the line where he's out here publicly saying he's not happy with the organization, with the way he's been handled in terms of the coaching staff, as well as the franchise overall not, having a lack of playoff success. Chychrun's been pretty vocal here. So for all these rumor videos I've made I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. At least a dozen Jakob Chychrun videos since probably November or December. I think those rumors are going to start cooking again this summer because Chychrun does not sound overly thrilled to be in the desert. Despite it being beautiful out there, I think he's just sick of it. He's a competitive guy and he wants to play in the playoffs. You really can't doubt him for that. And now they're going to be playing in a small arena than OHL stadiums. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. So this is also from Craig Morgan, the GM. Bill Armstrong. He said next they'll focus on re-signing Lawson Crouse because I'm sure he's thrilled to be there as well. Wedgwood's camp started contract talks. They hoped to stay put, but Arizona had to take the deal from Dallas. They flipped a waiver claim for a third and a fourth round pick. Again, it's just semantic stuff in that, the trade deadline when they sent out Wedgwood to Dallas. He may end up coming back. Maybe that's on the table. And Lawson Crouse, I think, is a huge guy they would like to bring back. He is a restricted free agent, though, so ultimately the Arizona Coyotes kind of have him by the nuts. They still have him as a guy that's in the fold. And if they really couldn't work something out with Crouse, they could trade his rights, and ideally for something that is worth his value, or at least close to it. So this is from Elliot Friedman. Nashville was among teams interested in Phil Kessel. Detroit, Minnesota, and Philadelphia are believed to be among the heaviest pursuers of University of Minnesota free agent Ben Meyers. I think Ben Meyers already signed, so that was kind of just a throwaway. But Phil Kessel just, I think the problem with Kessel is he's got that, ever since the hot dog picture, like, it's so stupid. This guy is eating a hot dog on the bench and everybody gives him a ton of shit. Welcome to the NHL. That's how this works. I don't know. Phil Kessel is not going to get an easy break here ever since his days in Toronto. I do kind of feel bad for the guy, just a little bit, even though he makes millions of dollars. Nobody wanted him at the trade deadline. The Coyotes were pretty adamant all season they wanted him gone, and they couldn't find a deal for him. You look at some of the guys, I mean, the contracts here for the Coyotes, a lot of guys are coming off the books, and like big money contracts. Kessel, his $6.8 million deal comes off. Louis Eriksson, his money comes off the books, and that was supposed to be the sweetener in the deal, right? With the Canucks. Great job, Jim Benning. Great job getting rid of that Ekman-Larsson contract. Louis Eriksson's money comes off the books. Antoine Roussel, Jay Beagle, again, all part of that deal with the Canucks. And then they have some restricted free agents, actually pretty significant restricted free agents. Lawson Crouse, Christian Fischer, and Barrett Hayden. I don't think there's really much negotiation here. I mean, technically Fischer and Crouse have arbitration rights. I expect all three of those guys to sign. And I mean, Barrett Hayden, he's only 21, but like, he was an early draft pick. He has not really turned out the way I think the Coyotes would have hoped. He was a 2018 fifth overall pick, and he doesn't really have much to show for it. I hate to call out Barrett Hayden here, but I mean, you look at that draft. You look at who was picked right after Barrett Hayden. Oh, I have to make a video on this one. This will be good. So the 5th overall pick was Barrett Hayden of the Coyotes. The following picks from 6 to 15. The Red Wings select Philip Zadina. Okay, questionable, but I would say he's better than Barrett Hayden. Quinn Hughes of the Vancouver Canucks. That sucks. Adam Boqvist of Chicago. He's now in Columbus. So questionable, but still. Vitaly Kravtsov, kind of the same thing. He's playing in Russia right now. He's not playing with the Rangers. Evan Bouchard, okay, he's a good defenseman. And then the Islanders' 2 picks, Dobson and Wahlstrom. I'm sure they'd rather have either of those guys over Barrett Hayden. Ty Dellandre, not really a big deal. Philly got Joel Farabee at 14, the pick they got from St. Louis for the Braden Shen trade. Grigory Denisenko. So, again, there's not a ton of guys there, but there's definitely a few I think they could have picked. Farabee, Dobson, Wahlstrom, Bouchard, and Quinn Hughes. Yeah, so not the best there. You could maybe see why John Chake is not in Arizona anymore for draft picks like that. But with that said, I mean, I think the most concerning thing here for the Coyotes is this Jakob Chychrun thing. And now the fact that he's coming out saying he's not happy with the organization, that he's frustrated. First off, there's two things. So the first thing is the Coyotes lose a little bit of leverage here. They, teams on the outside, they're circling like sharks, waiting for, the Coyotes to finally make that decision on when they're going to trade Chychrun and for what. And teams are going to say, listen, we know this guy doesn't want to play for your organization, so you got to maybe, that sweetener that you want, you might not get that extra sweetener in the deal because Chychrun's kind of barking out and calling out the organization. So that doesn't always work. And I know Chychrun's frustrated. He's a younger guy still. I think he's, 23 years old, 24 years old. He's still fairly young. But that could end up being a leverage situation here where we start to see them maybe lose some leverage here with Chychrun. Does he hold out in training camp next year? Again, we're talking about extremes, but these are the things that we have to talk about. And it might affect when he ends up getting traded, right? So that's the situation with Chychrun. And you also have this situation that you're creating the culture around the league that there are guys that are not happy in the franchise and in the organization, and that's that's troublesome. The fact that in year one of a new coaching staff, you already have guys, preferably guys that are really important key pieces, core pieces of the roster, not wanting to be there. That necessarily doesn't bode well for them come free agency. Not that the Coyotes are that attractive of an option in free agency anyway. But even in trades and little things like that, people are going to put the Coyotes on their no-move list. They're going to put them as a team in free agency that they don't want to go to. They'll tell their agent. That's the kind of stuff that, there are little things that you don't really think about until you see the product on the ice. And considering that there's literally a hairline fracture difference between most of these teams, that could be the difference. And truthfully, that's been the difference for the Coyotes with where they've been over the last while. And again, you're not really helping your case right now. So we went on a little bit of a tangent there at the end, but for the Coyotes, I guess there's some positive in terms of the arena. Until we get that for sure 14,000 seat arena though, there's going to be a lot of questions about this team. And I just sit here thinking to myself, everybody's been saying Houston, until that arena is done, that's all we're going to talk about. And I remember for the Islanders, there was a lot of talk they would move to Kansas City and different places like that. And everybody kind of shut up when the Belmont Arena was put into place. It kind of signaled, again, to free agents and guys on the no movement clauses and stuff like that, the Islanders became an option. And that's just an example, but the Coyotes need some stability. They need some success on the ice. And again, this isn't really helping their case. And again, best case scenario, they trade Chychrun for good assets. But again, why are you trading Chychrun in the first place? Because he's not happy with the team. Now he's going to go to Boston or the Rangers or Philly, wherever he ends up going. And he's going to talk about the Coyotes and say, yeah, I really didn't have a great time there. And again, that gets into that locker room and to other locker rooms. And it spreads like wildfire. And again, that's kind of how this works. So guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think of the Arizona Coyotes situation here. There's just a lot going on here. Really not super positive news for the Coyotes, but let me know what you guys think. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and let's go Yotes.